Changing Faces, the 90s. R&B duo, known for their smooth vocals and sultry hits, seemed to disappear from the music scene just as quickly as they rose to fame. With chart toppers like Stroke You Up, they captivated audiences. But what really happened to the group behind the music? Changing Faces Group. Changing Faces is an American R&B duo composed of Charisse Rose and Cassandra Lucas. Charisse Rose and Cassandra Lucas, the members of the R&B duo Changing Faces, both hail from New York City and share a story rooted in the rich cultural and artistic environment of the city. The two met while attending Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts, a school renowned for nurturing young talent in the arts. It was here that they first bonded over their shared passion for music, and this connection laid the foundation for what would eventually become Changing Faces. While attending LaGuardia High School, Charisse and Cassandra immersed themselves in music and performance, honing their vocal skills and developing their understanding of musical composition and arrangement. Their education at LaGuardia was instrumental in shaping their artistic identities. The school was known for its intense focus on the arts, and it provided an environment where young talents could thrive and collaborate. The duo quickly realized their shared vision for a music career and decided to pursue it together. After graduating, Charisse and Cassandra began working together more closely, initially exploring the music scene as background singers. They started performing at local gigs and going on auditions, a period characterized by hard work and determination to break into the industry. According to Cassandra, in an interview with R&B Junkie Official, these early gigs were a way to get their feet wet in the music business and understand the dynamics of the industry. Their initial efforts were focused on becoming background singers, a common entry point for many artists who wish to gain experience and exposure. Their persistence eventually paid off when they landed a gig with the established R&B and pop singer Sybil, best known for her hits Don't Make Me Over and Walk On By. This opportunity to work as background singers for Sybil was a significant step in their early careers. Not only did it give them valuable experience performing on bigger stages, but it also allowed them to observe and learn from an artist who had already achieved some success. The experience of touring and performing with Sybil provided Charisse and Cassandra with insights into the intricacies of live performances, the demands of the music industry, and the importance of stage presence. It was during this period that the two young singers began to entertain the idea of creating their group. They had a growing desire to step out from behind the scenes and showcase their voices and talents as lead performers. This realization was the catalyst for the birth of Changing Faces. Inspired by their experiences and determined to forge their path, Charisse and Cassandra decided to form their singing group. They envisioned a duo that could embody both the smooth, melodic style of traditional R&B and the contemporary beats that were gaining popularity in the early 90s. They wanted to create music that was both sensual and relatable, with themes that spoke to the experiences of everyday people. To help them navigate this new chapter, they enlisted the support of their friend, Sharneeze Carter, who became their manager. Carter's involvement was crucial in the early stages of Changing Faces' development. She helped the duo with various aspects of the music business, from setting up auditions and meetings with industry professionals to developing their brand and image. Having a manager who believed in their vision and was as committed to their success as they were was invaluable for the duo. With Carter's guidance, Charisse and Cassandra began to record demos and fine-tune their sound. They spent countless hours in the studio, experimenting with different producers, writers, and musical styles to find the unique blend that would define Changing Faces. They were influenced by the smooth harmonies of classic soul groups, the boldness of contemporary R&B, and the rhythmic drive of hip-hop, creating a sound that was distinctly their own. Starting in the music industry was not easy for Charisse Rose and Cassandra Lucas, the talented duo behind Changing Faces. Like many artists who face the challenge of breaking into the competitive world of entertainment, they encountered significant obstacles early in their careers. Despite their vocal talent and dedication, they faced repeated rejections that were not based on their musical ability, but rather on superficial perceptions of marketability. In an interview with the Chicago Tribune, Charisse Rose recounted the challenges they faced when trying to get signed. She shared that they were turned down by 4 different record labels, with the harsh feedback being that men need to look at more than 2 women singing. This comment reflected the industry's often discriminatory standards, where female artists were judged not only on their talent, but also on their physical appearance and perceived marketability to a male audience. This experience was disheartening for the duo, as it highlighted the gender biases and superficial judgments prevalent in the music industry during that time. However, Charisse and Cassandra did not let these setbacks deter them. Instead of giving up, they used the criticism as motivation to push forward and prove their worth. After graduating from LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts, they decided to continue their education by enrolling in college. While there, they remained committed to their music, continually honing their craft and perfecting their soprano voices. Their dedication to both their education and their music was a testament to their determination and belief in their potential. Their persistence eventually led to a turning point in 1993 when their manager, Charnice Carter, arranged a crucial meeting for them. Carter set up an opportunity for Changing Faces to meet with Kenny "Smooth" Cornegay, the president of Spoiled Rotten Entertainment. At that time, Cornegay was working on a joint venture with Big Beat Atlantic Records, a connection that could potentially provide the breakthrough that Charisse and Cassandra needed for their careers. Cornegay was a seasoned industry insider and producer who had a keen ear for talent and a reputation for helping to develop successful artists. Recognizing the potential that such a meeting held, Charisse and Cassandra prepared themselves to make a strong impression. They knew that this was more than just an audition. It was an opportunity to break through the barriers they had been facing and prove that they were more than capable of succeeding in the music industry. When the day of the audition arrived, however, things did not go as planned. Their debut, according to Cassandra, in an interview with the You Know I Got Soul website, they were late to their scheduled audition. In the high-stakes world of music, where first impressions can make or break a career, being late was far from ideal. But rather than let this setback derail their chance, the duo decided to make the best of the situation. They ended up singing for Craig Kallman, an executive at Atlantic Records, right on a street corner. This unconventional audition could have easily gone awry, but Charisse and Cassandra took the opportunity in stride. They poured their hearts into their impromptu performance, showcasing their vocal range, harmonies, and undeniable chemistry. Their ability to adapt to unexpected circumstances and still deliver a compelling performance spoke volumes about their professionalism and raw talent. Craig Kallman was impressed by what he heard, and this impromptu street corner performance turned out to be the breakthrough they needed. Their impressive performance convinced Craig Kallman and Kenny "Smooth" Cornegay that Changing Faces had something special. Recognizing their potential, Atlantic Records decided to sign the duo, marking the beginning of a new chapter for Charisse and Cassandra. This decision was significant for the duo, as it finally allowed them to showcase their talents to a broader audience and access the resources necessary to develop their music further. The signing with Atlantic Records was a pivotal moment in the careers of Charisse and Cassandra. It was not just about getting a record deal. It was about overcoming the obstacles and biases that had previously stood in their way. By staying true to their vision and persevering through adversity, Changing Faces earned their place in the industry. Kenny "Smooth" Cornegay played an instrumental role in helping Changing Faces navigate the early stages of their career. As the president of Spoiled Rotten Entertainment and a seasoned producer, he had the experience and connections needed to help the duo shape their sound and brand. Cornegay's joint venture with Big Beat Atlantic Records provided the perfect platform for launching Changing Faces' career. He believed in their talent and worked closely with them to craft a musical style that would resonate with both R&B audiences and a wider pop music market. Cornegay's influence extended beyond just facilitating their introduction to Atlantic Records. He was involved in the production of their early music, helping them to refine their sound and create the sophisticated yet accessible R&B style that would come to define Changing Faces. His guidance and expertise were crucial in helping them navigate the complexities of the music industry and in ensuring that their debut made a strong impact. After signing with Atlantic Records, Changing Faces began working on their self-titled debut album, which would become a defining moment in their careers. The album, released in August 1994, showcased their vocal talents and brought together some of the most influential producers and songwriters in R&B at the time. The project featured a variety of musical styles, from sultry slow jams to up-tempo dance tracks, all highlighting the unique blend of Charisse Rose and Cassandra Lucas's soprano voices and harmonies. One of the most notable collaborations on the album was with R. Kelly, who was one of the most sought-after songwriters and producers in R&B during the 90s. R. Kelly wrote and produced two of the standout tracks on the album, Foolin' Around and All Is Not Gone. His influence on these songs is evident in their smooth production and emotive lyrics, characteristics that define much of Kelly's work during this period. Foolin' Around became one of the album's hit singles and is a quintessential R. Kelly production with its mellow groove, catchy melody, and narrative of love and betrayal. It allowed Changing Faces to connect deeply with their audience as the song's relatable themes and soulful delivery resonated with listeners. All Is Not Gone, on the other hand, showcased a more reflective side of the duo. The song's poignant lyrics and tender vocal performances underscored the duo's ability to convey deep emotion, further cementing their reputation as authentic R&B vocalists who could handle both up-tempo tracks and ballads with equal finesse. Beyond R. Kelly's contributions, the debut album also featured work by other top-tier producers, each adding their unique flair to the project. Devontae Swing, a member of the influential R&B group Jodeci and a renowned producer, contributed his signature sound to the risque track Keep It Right There. Known for his smooth yet edgy production style, Devontae brought his iconic keyboard sound to the song, adding a layer of sensuality and sophistication. Keep It Right There was characterized by its provocative lyrics and sultry groove, a hallmark of Swing's production style that set the song apart from the rest of the album. This collaboration showcased Changing Faces' versatility, allowing them to explore a more daring and mature sound. Heavy D, a legendary rapper and producer, co-produced the up-tempo track, Baby Your Love. Heavy D's influence on the song brought a more danceable and energetic feel, which contrasted nicely with the album's slower, more sensual tracks. The song's infectious beat and lively production demonstrated Changing Faces' ability to handle a variety of musical styles, from soulful ballads to rhythmic dance numbers. The combination of these high-profile collaborations helped establish Changing Faces as a force in the R&B scene. When their self-titled debut album was released in August 1994, it quickly garnered attention for its polished production, strong vocal performances, and sophisticated yet accessible sound. The album was well received both critically and commercially, eventually being certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America, signifying over 500,000 copies sold. The certification was a significant achievement for the duo, considering the initial challenges they faced when trying to get signed. From the beginning, the duo had faced significant hurdles, including sexist remarks from industry executives who believed that an R&B duo of two women would not succeed unless they conformed to certain stereotypes about appearance and marketability. Charisse and Cassandra, however, were determined to prove that their success would be built on talent, not image. They did not have to dress provocatively or rely on gimmicks to attract attention. Instead, they focused on delivering high-quality music with genuine vocal talent and relatable storytelling. Their success sent a powerful message to the music industry that female artists could succeed by staying true to their art and themselves. The early success of Changing Faces and their debut album marked the beginning of what would become a notable career in R&B music. Their ability to collaborate with some of the biggest names in the industry while also maintaining their unique style set them apart from many of their contemporaries. They became a symbol of what was possible when artists remained authentic and persevered despite the challenges. After the success of their debut album, Changing Faces spent the next few years continuing to build their career and refining their sound. However, by the late 90s, the R&B landscape was evolving, and there was immense pressure for the duo to deliver a strong follow-up album. They returned to the studio with a renewed focus on expanding their musical range and further establishing their place in the competitive R&B genre. Changing Faces released their second studio album, All Day, All Night, in May 1997. This album represented a maturation in their music, as they sought to blend the soulful R&B that had defined their debut with more contemporary sounds and influences. The album's production featured some of the most prominent names in the industry, and the result was a polished and versatile collection of songs that showcased their growth as artists. One of the standout tracks from All Day, All Night was their rendition of Cyndi Lauper's 1984 classic, Time After Time. The cover was notable for its fresh R&B twist on a well-loved pop ballad, combining lush harmonies and a modern production style. Their version breathed new life into the song, introducing it to a new generation of listeners and expanding Changing Faces' audience beyond traditional R&B fans. Another significant track on the album was All of My Days, which featured a collaboration with Jay-Z, who was quickly rising as one of the hip-hop's biggest stars. The song was included on the soundtrack of the film Men in Black, 1997, which helped expose the duo to a broader audience. Jay-Z's contribution added a gritty rap edge to the smooth vocals of Charisse Rose and Cassandra Lucas, resulting in a crossover appeal that helped the track gain considerable airplay. The biggest hit from the album was Get Out, a song produced and written by R. Kelly. This track became the most successful single from All Day, All Night, peaking at number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100. Get Out featured a catchy melody, an infectious beat, and lyrics about liberation from a toxic relationship. It was emblematic of the 90s R&B sound, combining heartfelt lyrics with strong vocal performances. The song's success helped the album achieve gold certification just a few months after its release, solidifying Changing Faces' status as one of the premier R&B acts of the time. The success of All Day, All Night lasted a few years, but during this time, the music industry was undergoing significant changes. The late 90s saw a shift in how R&B music was being produced and marketed, with a growing emphasis on younger artists and more pop-influenced sounds. Groups like Destiny's Child, TLC, and solo artists like Aaliyah and Brandy were dominating the charts, often with a blend of R&B and hip-hop elements that catered to mainstream audiences. As these newer artists rose to prominence, the competition for attention within the R&B genre intensified. While Changing Faces enjoyed success with their sophomore album, they were also navigating an industry that was becoming increasingly crowded with fresh talent. After a few years, Changing Faces returned with their third studio album, Visit Me, released in October 2000. The album represented a continuation of their efforts to evolve their sound while staying true to their R&B roots. However, Visit Me would prove to be a more challenging project, both commercially and in terms of the duo's career trajectory. The title track, Visit Me, was produced by R. Kelly, who had previously contributed to the success of their earlier albums. The song was typical of R. Kelly's production style at the time, featuring a smooth, sensual melody and lyrics that centered around themes of love and longing. While it had the potential to become a hit, it struggled to gain significant traction on the charts. R&B singer Joe was another major collaborator on Visit Me, stepping in to produce and co-write the song The Other Woman. The track explored the emotional complexities of being the other woman in a relationship, a theme that resonated with listeners but ultimately did not lead to mainstream success. Despite its introspective lyrics and strong vocal delivery, The Other Woman did not receive the attention or promotion needed to elevate it to hit status. Another notable track from the album was Come Over, a romantic ballad that highlighted the duo's vocal harmonies and emotive delivery. Like much of the album, It aimed to appeal to fans of classic R&B slow jams, but it did not manage to stand out in a market that was increasingly favoring more dynamic, crossover-friendly music. Unfortunately, Visit Me did not perform well on the charts, a stark contrast to the success of their previous albums. Several factors contributed to this outcome, one of which was the evolving priorities within their record label, Atlantic Records. During this time, Atlantic was expanding rapidly and managing a roster of high-profile artists, including Aaliyah, Brandy, and others, who were commanding significant attention and resources. In an interview with You Know I Got Soul, Cassandra Lucas explained that sometimes music can get caught up in the shuffle. As the label focused on promoting its newer acts, some artists, including Changing Faces, struggled to receive the same level of promotional support as before. The result was a lack of visibility and a failure to connect with listeners in the way they had with their earlier work. This lack of promotion significantly impacted the album's commercial performance and marked a turning point for the duo. The disappointing reception of Visit Me in 2000 marked a downturn in Changing Faces' commercial career. Despite their talent and early success, the shifting dynamics within the music industry and the competitive environment at Atlantic Records created challenges that were difficult to overcome. This period of their career led to a hiatus from recording and performing as a group, and both Cherise Rose and Cassandra Lucas began exploring solo pursuits. The group come back. After a prolonged period of silence following their last studio album, Visit Me, in 2000, Changing Faces, comprised of Cherise Rose and Cassandra Lucas, seemingly vanished from the music scene. The duo's absence left many fans wondering about their future, especially after the disappointing commercial performance of their third album and the evolving dynamics of the R&B landscape. However, nearly a decade after their disappearance, Changing Faces reemerged, signaling a potential comeback that reignited interest among their fan base. The first sign of Changing Faces' reemergence came in August 2009, when a new song, Crazy Love, leaked online. This surprise leak generated significant buzz among fans who had been eagerly awaiting new material from the duo. Crazy Love was rumored to be part of a forthcoming album, sparking speculation that Changing Faces was planning a full-scale return to the music scene. The leaked song had the classic Changing Faces vibe, smooth vocals, soulful delivery, and an engaging melody reminiscent of their 90s R&B roots. It was clear that even after years away from the public eye, the duo still possessed the talent and chemistry that had originally endeared them to listeners. However, despite the rumors surrounding Crazy Love, neither Cassandra Lucas nor Cherise Rose officially confirmed the track as the lead single for a new album. This ambiguity left fans uncertain about the group's future direction. 2 years after the leak of Crazy Love, more concrete news about Changing Faces' plans emerged. On September 18, 2011, Cassandra Lucas made a special appearance during the R&B Spotlight concert at B.B. King's Blues Club in New York City. Sharing the stage with other R&B artists like Lil Mo, Lucas took the opportunity to announce some exciting updates about Changing Faces' future. During her appearance, she spoke with Kempire Radio and YouKnowWeGotSoul.com, two platforms dedicated to R&B music and its culture. Lucas revealed that she and Cherise Rose had been actively working in the recording studio on new material for an upcoming Changing Faces project, which was anticipated to be released in 2012. She also mentioned that a new single would be released soon, generating further excitement among fans and R&B enthusiasts. The announcement also clarified a misconception. Despite their long absence, Changing Faces had never officially broken up. Instead, the duo had taken a hiatus from the music scene, during which they pursued individual interests and recharged creatively. The news that they were back together, working on new music, was a welcome revelation for their supporters. Another significant piece of news from Cassandra Lucas' announcement was that Changing Faces was working with R. Kelly on new music. This was particularly noteworthy, given their past successful collaborations with the controversial but prolific producer and songwriter. R. Kelly played a pivotal role in shaping the sound of Changing Faces during their early years, contributing to some of their biggest hits, such as Stroke You Up and Foolin' Around. Reuniting with R. Kelly suggested that the duo was looking to recapture the magic of their 90s successes. This move was seen as an attempt to reconnect with their original sound, while potentially updating it to fit the evolving trends of the R&B genre in the 2010s. However, this association was not without controversy, given the growing scrutiny surrounding R. Kelly's personal and legal troubles. The plans for a 2012 release created a wave of anticipation among fans and industry insiders alike. Cassandra Lucas's statements hinted at a well-thought-out comeback strategy that involved both reconnecting with their established fan base and reaching out to new listeners who might not have been familiar with Changing Faces' earlier work. By teasing a new single release and a potential album, Lucas generated buzz and renewed interest in the group. However, the music industry in the early 20s was markedly different from the one that had initially embraced Changing Faces. The rise of digital music platforms, social media, and new promotional strategies posed unique challenges and opportunities for the duo. A successful return would require not only great music, but also an effective strategy to navigate the modern landscape and reclaim their place in the competitive R&B world. Despite the optimistic outlook and the promises of new music, the anticipated 2012 album and single from Changing Faces did not materialize as planned. Several factors may have contributed to this delay. The music industry is known for its complexities and unpredictable nature, and sometimes projects are delayed due to creative differences, production challenges, or strategic decisions by artists and labels. Additionally, while the collaboration with R. Kelly was expected to bring a familiar sound to their new music, it may have also contributed to delays or hesitancy due to the controversy surrounding him. With the landscape of public opinion shifting, the decision to work with R. Kelly could have impacted the reception of their new material or created complications that led to the project stalling. While the comeback they hinted at in 2011 did not fully materialize as expected, the excitement generated by the news of their reemergence demonstrated the enduring appeal of Changing Faces. After a long period of uncertainty surrounding their musical comeback, Changing Faces attempted to revive their career in April 2013 with the release of a new single titled Hate Love. The single was made available on iTunes, marking the duo's first official release in over a decade. However, this release, which was meant to reignite their fan base and establish their presence in the modern R&B landscape, ultimately led to more tension and a breakdown in their partnership. Charisse Rose and Cassandra Lucas had decided to release Hate Love independently, financing the project themselves without the backing of a major label. This move reflected a growing trend among artists who sought to retain creative control and manage their careers in an evolving music industry where traditional label support was no longer a necessity for distribution. Charisse Rose spoke to Martier Johnson about the challenges they faced while independently funding the single. She expressed concerns over the significant financial investments required to promote the track properly. Though Hate Love was a promising release and garnered some attention, the song did not perform as well as they had hoped. The response from fans and the music market was lukewarm, resulting in minimal traction and airplay. Initially, there were plans to shoot and release a music video for Hate Love, which could have provided additional promotion and visual engagement for the song. However, as Rose noted, funding a music video would require another substantial investment. Given the song's underwhelming performance, Rose did not see the value in spending more money on a project that was not yielding the desired results. This practical approach, while financially sound, sowed the seeds of discord between the duo. When Rose raised her concerns to Cassandra Lucas about not pursuing the music video, it became a point of contention between the two. Rose felt that, without tangible results, continuing to pour money into Hate Love would be futile. Their disagreement over this decision highlighted deeper issues within their partnership, as Rose believed they needed to operate with a team mentality to make their comeback successful. She later mentioned that she sent a text message to Lucas, urging her to reach out when she was ready to collaborate as a team. This message underscored the growing tension between the two and marked a turning point in their professional relationship. In 2014, Changing Faces was scheduled to perform at a rhythm and blues superstars concert in the United Kingdom. This event was seen as a potential opportunity for the duo to reconnect with their international fan base and solidify their return to the music scene. However, it became a flashpoint for the escalating feud between Rose and Lucas. Unbeknownst to Cassandra Lucas, Charisse Rose had brought along a new member, Reefy Scott, to join Changing Faces on tour and perform at the concert. This decision was made without consulting Lucas, effectively sidelining her from the group's planned performance. This development came as a shock to Lucas, who had not been informed about any changes to their arrangement. The introduction of Scott as a new member of Changing Faces without prior discussion led to an immediate breakdown in trust between Rose and Lucas. Feeling betrayed by Rose's unilateral decision to add a new member and perform without her, Cassandra Lucas took legal action. She filed a lawsuit against Charisse Rose, marking the culmination of years of simmering tensions and unresolved disagreements between the two women. This legal move highlighted the depth of their fractured relationship and the irreconcilable differences that had developed. The lawsuit underscored the complete breakdown in communication and mutual respect that had once defined Changing Faces. Despite both Rose and Lucas having mutually agreed to put any plans for a reunion on hold, Rose's actions demonstrated a divergence in vision for the future of Changing Faces. By introducing Reefy Scott and continuing with performances, Rose had effectively taken the group in a new direction without Lucas's involvement or consent. The legal battle between Charisse Rose and Cassandra Lucas marked the definitive end of Changing Faces, as fans had come to know them. While there was always hope for a potential reunion, the lawsuit put any such possibilities to rest. The duo's journey from LaGuardia High School of performing arts students to R&B stars had come full circle, ending not with a triumphant return, but rather a contentious split. After years of uncertainty surrounding the future of Changing Faces and the escalating tensions with her former partner, Charisse Rose, Cassandra Lucas took a bold step forward in her career by embarking on a solo journey. This move was marked by her decision to work on a solo album and establish her label, CRC Music, which laid the groundwork for a new chapter in her musical endeavors. In September 2013, Cassandra Lucas announced her intention to release a solo album, signaling a new direction in her career after years with Changing Faces. Alongside this announcement, Lucas revealed the formation of her independent label, CRC Music, which she co-founded with her husband, Noel Chris Absalam, and business partner, Richard Smith. The establishment of CRC Music allowed Lucas to have more control over her music production, marketing, and overall artistic direction, freeing her from the constraints of traditional music labels. Shortly after forming CRC Music, Lucas released her debut solo single, Damn, on September 3, 2013. The single represented her first major effort as a solo artist and demonstrated her commitment to crafting a sound that was both contemporary and true to her R&B roots. Damn received attention for its modern production and Lucas's distinct vocal style, which continued to appeal to fans of 90s R&B while also attracting a new audience. After the release of Damn, Cassandra Lucas took her time to refine her sound and work on new music. This period of development and experimentation culminated in the release of several singles in 2017. In July 2017, she released Music and a Beat, a track that further showcased her ability to blend classic R&B with modern influences. Later in 2017, Lucas released 2 additional singles, Give Love a Chance and I Love You. Cassandra Lucas's momentum continued into 2018 with the release of her single Name on It in January. Following the success of Name on It, Lucas released her second single, Take Me Home, remix, featuring Ron Browse and Hood Celebrity. While Cassandra Lucas was finding success as a solo artist, her former Changing Faces partner, Charisse Rose, was also making strides in her musical journey. In June 2019, Rose performed at a 90s World Pride concert with Reefy Scott as the new member of Changing Faces. This performance demonstrated Rose's desire to continue performing and creating music under the Changing Faces name, albeit with a new lineup. Rose sought to maintain the legacy of Changing Faces, albeit with a different group dynamic. What do you think of Changing Faces group? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Did you like this video? Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more entertaining videos. And do not forget to explore our other videos for more interesting stories and insights.